Speaker 1.
My parents both worked when I was young, so they were out of the house quite a lot. I used to be looked after by my grandma and granddad. They'd take me out to the park and we had a lot of fun, and then my parents would pick me up when they finished work. I was a very happy child, and I still have a great relationship with them today.
Speaker 2.
I had to work really hard to make friends because we had to move house quite often. Dad was in the army, and they would send him to another job and we'd all have to follow him. It's not easy suddenly to arrive in a new place when you're 8 or 11 or 13, but we managed. My sister was quite shy, and I think it was harder for her.
Speaker 3.
You wouldn't think it to look at me now, but I was a real city kid. I love the farm, and my own children love it too, but it's nothing like my life back then. We lived in a block of flats near a motorway. I never dreamed that one day I'd be the sort of person who likes looking after animals. I haven't been back, and I wonder sometimes whether it's changed. I know I have.
Speaker 4. Until I was about 18, we lived next door to a garage, and it was really noisy and smelly. There were always lots of cars around, and I used to wish that we lived in the countryside, because I hated the smell of oil and petrol. It was close to Mum's work, though, so we couldn't really move. I was glad when I finally went away to university and found somewhere else to live. Speaker 5.
There's a supermarket there now, but when I was little, there were a few houses and a small park there. We used to play in the park and we had really nice neighbours. They knocked the houses down about 10 years ago. It's strange to think that those places only exist in my memory now. I sometimes think about those days when I visit that supermarket.
Good morning, madam.
Ah, hello. It's in the kitchen. Just go round to the back door, would you? Oh, sorry. I thought you were the plumber. I've been having a problem with my washing machine. What did you want, Mr.
Winterbottom's the name. Irving Winterbottom at your service. Now, today could be your lucky day, madam. I'm in your area for today only with some very special offers. The kind of offers you won't find in the supermarkets. Now, may I ask you a question, madam? Do you own a vacuum cleaner?
Well, yes, I do. But what's that got to do with...
That's good, because I'm not here today to sell you a vacuum cleaner.
Aren't you?
Oh, no, madam. Let me ask you this. How long do you spend getting your house into such lovely condition? 3 hours a day?
Oh, goodness me, no. I spend about 90 minutes a day on housework.
How would you like to make that just 30 minutes?
I don't know. I suppose it would be better, but...
Your waiting is over. Let me present the Wonder Cleaner. The Wonder Cleaner doesn't just clean your home, it cares for your home. Through the use of static electricity, it attracts the dirt and dust in an instant. For just £30 or £35 for the deluxe model, you too can own a Wonder Cleaner.
I don't think so. These things never work, do they?
I assure you, madam, that the Wonder Cleaner works. And I'm willing now, at no extra cost, to give you a demonstration of its amazing ability to...
No, thank you. That won't be necessary. I'll tell you what, though. I do need a new duster.
Look no further, madam. I have with me today the Super Duster, available for a special price of £7, or the ordinary Dustmaster for £5.
Well, I find that cheaper dusters don't do the job properly, so I'll pay the extra £2 and take the Super Duster, please.
You won't regret it, madam. And now, can I interest you in a selection of cotton tea towels? Situation 1. You will hear a woman telling her son off. What has he done wrong? 1. He didn't tell her he was going to be late. 2. He went out without her permission. 3. He forgot to buy something on his way.
This isn't the first time, is it? You go out and ask me if I want anything, so I tell you to get some milk. Half an hour later, I'm still waiting until finally I have to go and get some myself. You come back half an hour after that and put the milk down on the table without saying a word. You should have said it was going to take you so long. That way I could have gone myself in the first place. I'm very disappointed with you, young man.
Situation 2. You will hear a man describing a film. What did he like about it? 1. The ending. 2. The characters. 3. The action.
I went to see that new film with Vivian McDougall in it yesterday. Like most films these days, the action scenes were very loud, but I just feel like I've seen one too many of them. It seems like just another bank robbery movie until you get to the last 5 minutes. And I suppose the ticket's worth it for that alone. I won't give it away, but the characters aren't what they seem. You should go and see it, if you've nothing better to do.
Situation 3. You will hear a girl talking to a hairdresser. What style does the girl want? 1. Shoulder length and all one colour. 2. Long with a pink fringe. 3. Short with some lighter parts.
I saw it in a magazine and it looked gorgeous. I bet you've had loads of people asking for it. I've had enough of it being on my shoulders all the time, and I think it's time for a complete change. Don't go over the top, though. I don't think my parents would let me get away with a pink fringe, for example. Just make sure it's all the same length, quite short, and put blonde bits in. There's the magazine I saw it in. Let me show you.
Situation 4. You will hear a man talking about a recent experience. How did he feel? 1. Annoyed. 2. Helpless. 3. Frightened.
It was last week. I was driving along and suddenly the car started making a funny noise. You know, like a clunk-clunk kind of noise. Well, I'm afraid I'm hopeless when it comes to these things, so I took it to a garage. I was worried it might be a big thing, and then he said it was going to cost over £500. I had no way of knowing whether that was right or not, so I just told him to do it. I'm so useless. Maybe doing a course in mechanics might help save me some money.
Situation 5. You will hear a girl talking about her sister. Why was the girl angry? 1. Her sister asked her for money to go out. 2. Her sister came into her room without permission. 3. She wasn't invited to go out with her sister.
It's the way she just walked into my room without knocking that annoyed me. She wanted to borrow some money to go out with her friends. So I'm doing my homework when I suddenly hear a voice behind me saying, "Got any money?" Well, I was furious because it's not the first time she's come in without permission. I started shouting at her and threw her out. In fact, I did have some cash and she could have borrowed it, even though I don't understand why she wants to go out with that group of people. She just has to learn to knock next time.
Situation 6. You will hear a man talking to a policeman. What is the man's excuse? 1. He didn't know it was a one-way street. 2. He was in a hurry to get somewhere. 3. He hasn't been driving long.
Officer, yes. Well, you see, the thing is, I left the hospital just a few minutes ago to go home. We had a bit of an emergency and had to rush there. Anyway, what with all the panic, I took a wrong turning coming back and found myself in an unfamiliar part of town and in the middle of a one-way system. And the road signs just here aren't very clear. So that's how it happened.
Situation 7. You will hear a boy talking about a TV program he saw. What does he say about it? 1. It lets children choose what news stories appear. 2. It is a news program presented by children. 3. It interviews children around the country about their lives.
News piece, it's called. It's quite good. It's a children's programme, and what they do is, each week at the end of the show, they ask viewers to suggest subjects for next week's show. The subjects have to be things in the news that week, and the show's presenters go off and research them, get interviews, that kind of thing. It's a good way to get children involved in the news, I think.